In 1891, an 11-year-old boy named Yosef Yitzchok made a bold deal with his father. He would master tractates of the Mishnah by heart, and his father would reward him by giving him a certain amount of money per tractate that he studied. And master them he did. Mishnah after Mishnah, chapter after chapter, and tractate after tractate, he knew it word by word. The young boy had amassed a nice sum of 30 rubles in his pocket. Now imagine yourself at 11 years old, holding 30 rubles. What would you do? Buy candy, buy toys, games, or if you were more mature, you would put it into a savings account or something like that. But Yosef Yitzchak had a vision far beyond his years. With his 30 rubles, he opened an interest-free loan bank. Twice a week, on market days in Lubavitch, he stood among the bustling stalls, lending to fellow Jews up to 5 rubles each, to be repaid the next market day. His teacher instructed him to keep clear records. Everything was written down. Then came a day that changed his life. One day after school, on his way to the marketplace, Yosef Yitzchak saw a brutal scene. A Russian police officer was striking one of his poor borrowers, the town's kosher butcher. The officer's elbow smashed into the man's face, causing him to bleed profusely. Without hesitation, the young boy ran forward with all his strength, and he shoved the officer away. He shouted at him, "How dare you hit this innocent Jew?" The whole marketplace froze. The officer's eyes blazed with fury. In an instant, Yosef Yitzchak was seized, dragged to the police station, and thrown into a pitch-black cell. The silence was suffocating. He couldn't move. He couldn't see anything. Fear pressed in from every side. What now, he thought to himself. Then he remembered all the Mishnah that he had memorized, so he began to review it, word by word, Mishnah by Mishnah, in the pitch-black cell. But then he heard strange noises, groans, chains clanking. The sound grew louder and closer. His heart raced. Who was in the cell with him? What was happening? He was only 11 years old, and he was very, very scared. Frightened, he suddenly remembered that he had a box of matches in his pocket. So he struck a match, and in the flickering glow he saw that just a few feet away there was a calf tied up in chains, an animal locked in the cell with him. The cruelty of the police was staggering. Yet Yosef Yitzchak steadied himself, and he continued to review the Mishnayos, his voice rising above the fear. After significant time passed, the cell door creaked open. He was released, and the truth emerged that the officer had stolen the calf himself and was trying to frame the Jewish butcher for the theft. Yosef Yitzchak's courage had exposed the lie. When he returned home, his father, the Rebbe Rashab, listened carefully to his report, and then he said to him words that would echo forever. While you and the calf were locked in that dark cell, what was the difference between you and the animal? You both couldn't see, you both couldn't move. The only thing that set you apart from the animal was the Torah that you knew by heart. That boy grew up to become the 6th Lubavitcher Rebbe, Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, a leader whose love, sacrifice, and devotion to the Jewish people never ceased. And from his childhood story, we all can learn 2 very important lessons. Number 1, we must always be ready to defend our fellow Jew, even if it costs us some shame, embarrassment, or even a zetz. Number 2, we must carry Torah wherever we go. We must memorize some prayers, some Mishnah, some verses, so that wherever we go, even in the darkness, we have Torah with us. So let us take this lesson to heart. Let us commit to learning something of Torah by memory, so we can carry holiness and godliness with us everywhere. And if you ever see a fellow Jew in danger, stop and do everything you physically can to help rescue them. I wish you a good Shabbos.